Game 1, however, between Crockie and Dobrein is starting right now. First match of winners quarters. Get hyped.
Woo! What map are they even gonna play on?
Twilight. Wow, that's interesting.
Twilight
First match that we're gonna see on Twilight Grove. Interesting little island to the right. A lot of players like to be able to take advantage of that for their custom combos, and we immediately get into it. Dobrein opening up with the lance, tosses it to Crockie twice, and picks up the spear.
Well, you were talking earlier about having giant throw hitboxes. I think Orion tops out with the biggest hitboxes you can possibly have for the throws, having the lance and the spear.
Yeah.
Both stay vertical, or sorry, horizontal as you throw them, and just absolutely take up a ton of space.
Very creative with those signatures as well, being able to use that neutral sig as a gravy cancel thing to be able to spike people below the stage. Crockie, however, opening up with his spike ball, finds the guns, tries to toss it aside, but Dobrein punishes it with him an attack. There's another neutral light, but he responds to the neutral light of his own, follows up with that side light, and starts racking the damage on Dobrein.
Right, Crockie was able to do a quick punish there when Dobrein was trying to, with the chase dodge, continue a spear combo. That was very well played by Crockie. It's not something I've messed with, but it seems like a very effective strategy. Missing the downlight, trying to combo Dobrein. They're both hitting a lot of neutral lights.
Standing on top of each other, completely missing the hitbox entirely. Crockie's doing something very interesting that I love to see from spear players, and where he's using his downlight on the spear, not to hit the enemy, but to maneuver his character around and punish him with something like a neutral light. Or a neutral air, rather. They can get the damage.
And with the ground pound from Crockie, he puts Dobrein off the left side of the map with a very, very aggressive hit. Ada's time to kill is very, very short. She can combo you. You are going to be ripped very quickly.
Ada does a lot of damage with her light attacks and her signatures, but the downside is that her defense is quite low. So even though it looked like Crockie had a large lead there, it only took 3 hits to put him into a percentage where he could just get destroyed by a downsig like that and send off the side of the stage. Dobrein even ends up 2-2.
Dobrein opening up with the double downlight combo with the gravy cancel there does a lot of damage on the Crockie to begin the match, to begin the stock rather.
Ooh, Crockie holding on to the spear. Both players are very mindful of using this neutral light with a spear and are willing to play each other's game. Look at this.
And wow, chasing around with the new dodge, the mechanic that brings them so far with every dodge, backwards and forwards alike.
It's like watching a joust almost. Both players just walking back and forth, their spears poking it into each other. One sending the other back, the other one sending them back again. But Dobrein seems to be winning out on that battle. Crockie, however, finds a neutral light and follows it up with a neutral air. 2 neutral airs in a row, sends Dobrein to the red.
Almost getting the recovery that would have knocked Dobrein off the top of the map. Crockie just misses out. Dobrein, knowing the spacing, knowing how high to get before he's out of that danger zone. Hitting the neutral air himself, just missing the side air, but hitting one right afterwards. Can he get the down sig slide charge? Yes, he does. It knocks Crockie off the side of the map.
And another down sig that kills Crockie in the same area of the map that he killed him before. Dobrein takes the lead. If he can rack up the damage with this neutral light on the spear, he's going to do great, but Crockie's got a lot of tools in his arsenal to be able to end this stock.
Crockie almost hitting the gravity cancel, neutral sig, doesn't quite get it, but with the recovery, puts Dobrein off the top of the map, and now we are tied.
A recovery
one stock to one stock with no damage on the board whatsoever.
Yeah, a recovery that I feel like wasn't even meant to kill Dobrein there, it just happened to, which Crockie definitely doesn't mind. Picks up the spear, Dobrein holding onto the lance. He doesn't seem to want that at all. Both players really want to fight each other with spear.
Could this be an agreement beforehand? I mean,
I don't think
Crockie
so.
Did get the knockout with the guns, but they have very much so hesitated to use the spear the entire time.
I almost feel as though it's like an accidental agreement with the matchups, because I feel like guns are decent into lance, but Crockie doesn't prefer lance in the spear or guns in the spear, so they end up just being
right. Crockie getting Dobrein against the wall and doing a lot of damage vertically as he's bouncing off the island. Dobrein in the dark orange as Crockie only sits in the yellow, and as Taza was saying just a little bit before, it doesn't take too many hits to get Crockie into the orange like he is now.
Yeah.
This is an extremely close game.
If he gets hit by 2 more side airs or down airs from the spear, he's going to be destroyed. But Dobrein, getting boxed off the stage by that ground pound, but excellent use of that down air to be able to get his jumps back and use a ledge cancel on the side of the stage. But Dobrein finds himself unarmed and in the red. Crockie is looking for the kill.
Dobrein able to get the neutral air off to make Crockie move away from him so he can grab a weapon and get some more area back, but more with the chase dodges and the neutral lights from the spear.
Oh,
we see a down sig that doesn't quite connect from Dobrein.
That down sig was dangerously close and definitely would have ended Crockie's stock. Both players find themselves in the red. Another down sig he really is fishing for, but Crockie is mindful of it this time. Dobrein staying on the ground. Both players trying to use those neutral lights. Crockie finds one. Ooh, a very unsafe recovery. Dobrein could have lost his stock.
We haven't seen a neutral sig coming from Crockie with that spear yet.
Any
it's definitely a spike, but
any signatures.
Oh, and Crockie with the side light, with the spear, puts Dobrein off the side of the map. What an insanely close match all the way through.
Dobrein was always able to close out those original stocks with his down signature, but he couldn't find that on the third stock, and Crockie's able to take the game. Game 1 goes to Crockie.
Wow, that was a lot of spears. I'm curious to see if they stick with these legends, and it seems like they do.
Skin colors have been changed up, however, so it'll be a little bit more interesting. I guess, but they're agreeing to go back to Twilight Grove, which is strange. I feel almost as though Crockie would want to go to a different map, seeing how punishing that island was. Dobrein opening up with an insane unarmed combo, which is very punishing for a legend like Ada.
Crockie already sitting in yellow health, Dobrein not taking a single hit yet, actually picks up his lance, something he didn't use at all during the last match. Crockie getting a combo himself with unarmed, putting Dobrein into yellow health. They're matched on health now.
Dobrein tossing the lance aside, opting for the spear once again, finds that downlight in the cider, nearly launches him into the line, but doesn't quite work out. Crockie finds himself in the orange, uses the spear, tosses it into him, finds a neutral light, but Dobrein's finding these downlight side air combos and getting a lot of damage.
Trying to get the pirouette sig over the edge, doesn't quite hit it. Crockie was too far overhead. They're both deep into red now, both toting their spears. On the edge, Crockie gets a recovery, and another one to knock Dobrein off the top of the map.
What an odd way to be able to close out a stock. 2 recoveries, he's covering Dobrein's landings. I guess he wasn't respecting the idea of the second one coming in. Picks up the lance, goes for a signature, doesn't quite connect. I feel like he's going to toss aside this lance at him.
Using another signature doesn't really seem like he's going to use the lance's light attacks too much, especially in the air, probably because they are extremely punishable now with the new chase dodge. And with a down sig, Dobrein puts Crockie off the side of the map.
Dobrein really likes that down signature to execute Crockie's stocks. That is for sure.
And it's interesting because Ada and Orion have very similar down sigs with the lance, or with the spear rather, and it seems like Crockie hasn't really touched the pirouette, as I call them, the 360 spins, at all.
Both players opting for neutralites at the same time, spacing just out of each other's range. Dobrein finds that side light, goes for a side sig, however, gets punished.
That's something I haven't seen too often, especially because the side light does put the opponent in the air after hitting.
Yeah. Probably maybe to read Crockie dodging down into the ground after the air. Not quite sure. Either way, it doesn't work out. Crockie finding that D-Light and the cider combo, sending Dobrein into the red. Dobrein's struggling to land any moves on Crockie right now. Crockie jumping in with a neutral air. 2 neutral airs in a row, bouncing off of Dobrein's head. Finds that neutral light. Dobrein is really at kill percent right now. Goes for recovery, doesn't connect. Will Crockie go for a signature for once? I don't think so.
Dobrein playing with a similar style we saw earlier, with hitting and retreating now that he's in a deficit health-wise. Will he go for another down sig? No, he goes for the down light, but doesn't quite hit, and a punish as he charges the D-sig. Crockie hits him with a ground pound with the spear. Hits him off the island and bounces him off the bottom.
That was unfortunate, because I feel like a ground pound was the only thing that really punished Dobrein's charge down sig option.
Well, it could have been punished with a down air, but that wouldn't have been, ideal for Crockie. It wouldn't have knocked out Dobrein, so that was definitely a great decision, and wow! With a spear combo, Crockie's able to put Dobrein already into deep yellow and into orange with another side light.
I'm not sure if it's Dobrein not giving Crockie enough respect or not knowing what to do, but I think these down sig options that he's using on Orion right now are not bringing him anything.
Now, it doesn't look like he's in a great position, and Crockie, picking him with the guns for almost the first time in the entire map, gets the side sig.
And
Dobrein off the side of the map.
Game 2 goes to Crockie.